like the Boys and Girls Club is, as we look towards the future, all we see is increasing needs and not decreasing needs. You know, we're talking about carpooling to get our groceries. It's a good idea, folks. It's a good idea just to save money, and it's like a good idea for also our environment, because we do have another piece of the puzzle to consider as we're taking a look at this.
Well, one of the things that I would say is you've got a very good mass transportation system here in Bloomington, Indiana. And I've ridden on these buses myself. And it's quite frankly fun to ride the bus. You carry on conversations with people you don't know, and I did for a couple hours one day last year. Well, it's not for me to tell the American people what they should be doing. I mean, they have to make those determinations on themselves. And I think to a large extent, in answer to your question, based upon what they decide to do is going to determine what the market is going to be. Now, does that mean that we're going to be adding gasoline taxes like the Europeans do in order to manipulate their behavior? Absolutely not. That's not going to happen. Will the price of gasoline, if it continues to rise, cause a change in behavior? Probably. It will. I'm told by economists that the price for a barrel of oil ought to be around $80 a barrel if you base it upon supply and demand. And the price of gasoline, according to $80 a barrel, ought to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $2.75, which is high, but at the same time it's not $4 a gallon, which is basically what it is right now. So this artificial jump in the price of gasoline, these traders are taking advantage of that. They're making millions of dollars at the expense of the general public. And the general public could be saving a lot of money if we start re-regulating this industry again. And so we are now giving the Justice Department the authority to investigate alleged manipulation of the market by oil companies, requiring off-market commodity traders to be subject to the same regulations as traditional traders. Something very interesting is going on. I'm not going to name the companies. But the companies that are making the big cars, their sales are going down. And the companies that are making the smaller cars that are actually getting good miles per gallon, their sales are actually going up. Now, I've heard from a lot of car dealers who are complaining about these fuel prices. But I think in answer to your question, what probably will happen is the American people are if they're buying more cars now that are more fuel efficient, and they're buying less cars that are not fuel efficient, I think that trend is probably going to continue. So there's a behavior modification that is already going on in the marketplace.